few weeks ago, only the minority in Parliament a press conference.
Yeah.
I listened to a excerpt of the press conference. What I gleaned from it, and they said, mo pese mo initiate a process for a parliamentary inquiry into the IMF report I can say a kebiaba in the operations of GoldBod and the Bank of Ghana the domestic gold purchase program no I was wondering say parliamentary inquiry for what, to do what, say based on the Awoka or the press conference why do we need a parliamentary inquiry?
Mami mo abaso only one of the few journalists metie ne attempt to describe what has happened we keep fidelity to what happened. Yes or no set question for now inviting for say omombe answers our question no. Only one of the few journalists was set it and I say what kai obi ade see and create a press conference and the gravamen of that press conference they say request. In fact, it was to announce say you file motion with Mr. Speaker requesting a parliamentary inquiry into the circumstances under which Ghana boka at the time near say $214 million and yes say it be do $300 million by the end of the year as a result of gold transactions be between Bank of Ghana and GoldBod. Into a request for parliamentary inquiry. In fact, in the studio ha mikra a copy of the
notice of motion.
The notice of motion, okay. No. And sana actual motion paper nankasa private members motion for the establishment of an ad hoc committee to investigate the gold for reserve scheme.
It will MPs buying among such a way.
The motion is under the signature of Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, member of Parliament of Fansia UB constituency. Chenibu Akudria Fuku, member of Parliament, Manson Kwanta, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, member of Parliament, Wijagbawe, Vincent Akawasifwa, member of Parliament, Otafo, and Fred Che Asamoah, member of Parliament, Ofinso North. Yena ye this motion we say. Akoma Mr. Speaker say ye pese Parliament set up an ad hoc committee of inquiry to investigate the circumstances under which Yaboka $214 million heading to $300 million as a result of gold transactions between Bank of Ghana and the GoldBod. Now the Ekofa Bayini on the 5th of December, International Monetary Fund, after one more 5th review of the extended credit facility program Omni Ghana Omo publish a report. I'm Ghana members of the IMF.
Okay.
IMF are quite to say ku ubia to me kodumbi or mind bia to me kodumbi ukuma utia contributions. Na we a member one afibia IMF mpeni for ba ukrum ebe hwe won krate mu sene awotutu sikasem. Na afutu bi ana kwanchiri bi ho a one o maka kire two omoma IMF ni global investor community ni na ati asese say na ekoso. But so Kojo sika dia under an ECF to say they are woman na and the omo review to omo ba na betina say be review performance of the program. Ya wa ben mo no omo review be miensa if my memory is right. We any review etoso mienu a omo ne NDC aban foforo ya e ba ye aye. So this is the 5th review. And so on the 5th of December no omo ba ya omo be review ni wie no. And omo first omo ye the friend of staff level agreement. We know the report no a call board. Into report no they call board IMF shareholders amayamaya who do nyinara directors any global investor community no this report is available to them. No man who say programmer only Ghana and only on my be yen akosi sen ekosi sen enye no so ne okay now my report no omo nyentete omba omo ni mpanifo ahodo a wo man nim nyina ahia ya ma finance minister and governor Mwankasa mukinkan mu wia moye the friend letter of intent for the next steps of the program. Na mu signature ahase. In fact, metumia case so say ye wa ban mu and even now IMF one of on protocols me say bibion betro bia no the draft be kire mo.
Amama read it.
Mo be read any secret document. Who problem out me read it kire no. Who be read and sana mo sign it. Mu wia o de akọ board IMF board. say udi throw mu a say wo misreport ya ye be boka nti so be ka NDC ba ba mu 2009 no omo misreport kire IMF e ma ye Ghana ka during the tenure of Dr. Dufo. A public knowledge obi abet me Google we asam ya making nti review a omni Ghana be ye no ma men kan we a copy of it
IMF report
enoni December 2025 and pennyfo a supervise report no yefre baako Vitali Kramarenko and yefre baako no Gulami Chabet. What kind of executive summary now say discussions took place in Ghana during September 29th to October 10th. The mission team met with the following people: President Mahama, Ministry of Finance Kaisel Atuforsen, Governor of the Central Bank Johnson Pandit Tesiama, and other senior officials. It also engaged with representatives from various government agencies, the private sector and development partners, and unlisted members of the mission team. Yen MPs kra na ya finance committee ni ade nyina no. Omo bae ho eba be sharing economic committee ombi share no ne yakasa. Uko page 51 na anope na me kire unua ba ko be signatures na wase no. Pacho signatures na.
Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen, NP Minister of Finance, Dr. Johnson Pandit Tesiama, Governor Bank of Ghana. Yeah, and a copy to Secretary to the President, Jubilee House Accra.
Enti nyese obi na airborne isiri mu aka. The IMF report no eka say uko say paragraph 36 or say Ghana boka from January to September. Ya boka $214 million.
Read the exact words how much Troy.
Or say in 2025 through end Q3, I cut Q3 I just quarter 3. And end September. Losses from the artisanal and small scale mining gold transactions component of the Gold for Reserves program have reached $214 million. Or science is crampo in a percentage of GDP, or 0.2% of GDP. Mostly on trading losses, but also on GoldBod off-taker fees. Afi uchre muchi.
Yeah, nti say omaka say eka aba trading losses aba based on your friend is saying off-taker fees are GoldBod etia and trading losses.
Thank you.
How I bet it.
Yeah, just say what could didwa aboka trading I said just say.
Yeah, trading you get the
loss here then.
Eka.
Until we want to treat no utrim. In 2025 through NQ3, losses from the artisanal and small scale gold transactions component of Gold for Reserves have reached $214 million.
Yes.
That's 0.2% of GDP. Mostly A, on trading losses, but also B, on GoldBod off-taker fees. Enye Hong Kong. Mame fa Hong Kong. Paragraph 56. Or say the losses from the domestic gold purchase program and GoldBod's activities should not be borne by the central bank. But what I said,
yes, sir. And yet a kai was a Bank of Ghana ejitum.
Okay. It should be transparently brought on budget. There's a budget, just the fiscal program. Inti yemfen koma hwana untia.
Finance Ministry.
Thank you. Further, the Bank of Ghana should develop a clear and time-bound strategy for scaling down gold purchases, deepening the interbank FX market by reducing the Bank of Ghana's footprint and allowing for greater exchange rate flexibility remain a priority.
It is clear. The two paragraphs now are kind of clear. Why do we need an inquiry to establish the idea?
The last part, or more a portion of the document, page 43, and you deal with risk analysis. So that I can't say the cost on a bind on you may be our economy minimum. The I say program be a starting a Gold for Reserves program. In fact, the whole domestic gold purchase program. And on what to need info for. Now, for so I no pump a good market. I say, would be a come dimatem, but Yabaho. And a yabo a buying coco say, yen dear, ye were by more ye be catch them, the anya ye be catch them. Now, then I'm more, and then because gold boy do $4,400 an ounce. Most of the problem, no, we no more rely on. Now, say, a tear, yahu be chire ye be kwa kusi yeda dem IMF risk analysis say 43 analysis 1 say gold is the country's largest export and main source of foreign exchange. A drop in gold prices, for example, related to an easing in geopolitical and trade tensions or a shift in global monetary policy, would reduce export earnings and terms of trade with ensuing macro-financial and balance sheet ramifications for Ghana. Pacha say.
That's yeah, they want to gold nesu bebre no say drop be by international gold price na. In so be buy so no ansha na e ho akokyere.
Me nkasa by heart. Dom kuma no nyese dede ne ye. Na after IMF can same way say no. E na ban ni mako mienu a omo na ya bom din wo mu no. Omo ba abontin be issue statements.
Yes.
Baako ye GoldBod statement. Omo say contrary to the mischievous claims contained in the said publication. Omo say Asase Radio aye publication be say Omaboka. The GoldBod has been making significant surpluses and profits since its establishment. Quarterly financial statements of the GoldBod, which will soon be published on the official website of the statutory corporation, will bear this fact out. And a Bank of Ghana so be issue statement. Bank of Ghana statement obey issue here no. Or say the Bank of Ghana is currently undergoing its annual external audit. As such, Timio, any figures reported in relation to losses from gold operations in 2025 remains speculative. Pacho, two way ukaboma as it is saying.
Sir, Ushe GoldBod here na. GoldBod argument in has been sir. Sir, Uka se GoldBod aboka or munyin tum in.
Me pacho IMF statement na me kind. What is IMF se GoldBod aboka?
No.
Okay. To aso.
No. Enti GoldBod statement they say obi obeka say GoldBod na aboka no.
Na IMF statement
no say apart from the IMF apart from the press conference makano.
No certain me press conference.
Say subsequent mo be
no until at the time our issue statements yes. What they were doing was that they were denying what the IMF was saying. Between GoldBod and Bank of Ghana, the impression they gave everybody who say Abontine Bisa and say Ekabiamai. That was the original.
The impression I got from the GoldBod kind say, Eka Abba, Basa can. No. Contrary to mischievous claims, no.
Oman kase Ekaba. Debi. Oman kase Ekaba. GoldBod fan kase Ekaba. Oman kase Ekaba. In fact, utie some of them interviews. Also, Oman ya wear crowd of Bank of Ghana for Oka. No, Oman crampo there. Oman moka. And you one leg. And you one leg.
Okay.
There were time.
Okay.
The other leg, they say Bank of Ghana for also say can is speculative.
Speculative.
And you can buy using two institutions no bomwa. What they are telling us and they say what the IMF has announced at the board level, management level to the global investor community based on their Ghana buying Nankasa Kachreno say aboka $240 million.
But as a finance person, you also know say Bank of Ghana kase omo person omo chain now you audit your books to know the official position. They are writing saying
or say the loss has occurred into their obedient was a audit and loss now occurred that. Now what is happening? And by the way, this was September. By December, no loss from your calculation, it do be $300 million.
Yes.
That's about 3 billion Ghana cedis. Now, initially, what the government sought to do through these two institutions, and make sure the history, what the government sought to do through these two institutions was to create the impression, say, Ekabiamai. It was because of that, NIK says, okay, if Abaino A deny a Canada, here's what we have to do. We have to call for an inquiry so that we will A, be able to establish whether or not there has been a loss. B, where any occasion loss, no. See, what are the remediation measures they also take? Nasa loss ne fee program ni mono ambabium. Until the first question is
the request
in fact, they are more than that, but I'm telling you why.
Okay.
The first question I'm saying, why did we do the press conference? Is because the government sought to deny it, and this is not the first time. I can give you a history. Afiano fi asieno ena yeye catch them say. First of all, Abani Bedi intro say, Oba na dollar is 17. Any case no 14. On the 7th of January, Brani Fia Bemun, nay 14. Actually, and now say Omoba na appreciation of the CD has started. Meboa na Aban Papaba. And no cre. the appreciation of the cedi started in the last quarter of 2024 when your gold for reserves program no gold prices rally here na yetumi create reserves na excess.
Yes.
A whole appreciation start here. Me kram some annual report of the Bank of Ghana and metro the intia na ehu here say you be requested for this particular public inquiry. Pacho where my intend amount document be
annual report and financial statement 2024
of
Bank of Ghana.
Of Bank of Ghana. I mean, there before I go into detail, no. Pacho Wani.
That's Dr. Siama.
Dr. Siama. Yeah. Metro baby and the signature. Was signing accounts, no. The signature ni.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Siama say, Oba an appreciation na starting. Gold for reserves program na ye starting, you know. A buyer no man kakra bi an account na mame kan okay into call page 20 under foreign exchange market.
Yes.
3.1.
Yes.
Also the foreign exchange market experienced intermittent pressures during the first 3 quarters, which led to the cedi depreciating, but recovered in the last quarter. The pressures emanated from increased demand for foreign exchange to support energy-related payments. Uncertainties around timelines on the conclusion of the external bond restructuring and GoldBod financing arrangements. This notwithstanding, the cedi appreciated in the last quarter
of 2024.
Wait, 2024 accounts. Yeah. On account of increased commercial banks' participation in the gold purchase program for foreign currency. And on the count said positive sentiments from the progress made in the debt restructuring and improved liquidity management. And
this is
a Siama reporter on one sign here about 2024. And Tiabani Baya cedi no to appreciate me Kojo Oppong Nkrumah and a parliament ye chere mo say mo be inherit program bi ayaye any policy bi a na ye as a short term measure. Na den ye start enti yenim ni positive ni negative ti ye bom kokose se mamma mani anko ade bi ho a mo be boka na me kasa on the floor of parliament na sa da na me kasa me ka chom say dia mo ye ne say mo pompe dollars asem we guy.
Yes.
Me kan twom twa me adapa. The first person who man be responding on the May 2nd 2025 governor no governor ne buy no o say enye no kre na they are not pumping. We producers say wa me no be tunchia omunko my job online May 2nd 2025 ombe governor Addison governor Esiama response I say they are not pumping. And I cover a summary of economic and financial data be chire mu say I didn't need pumping. May 23rd bishops echo President Mahama ho no bisa ne say said you know appreciate it. Na minority phone say mo pumping na mo start here. President Mahama catch am say enye no kre na good leadership. Or say good leadership is what is behind the city's gain. We producers will have me no betu nchi omo ko hwemra. So obekaya ye koso kire data na anti by July, say July be 8th. And IMF mpenim for no. Omo so data ni mo na omo bo aban kokose eyampa. Mo pompe. Na number 2, mumfa framework a mo de pompe no MI. Into almost reduce the market intervention and provide a framework. On 8th of July 2025, Mesano Atunjia, who produces Omo Hemra, and my John, need now my John line. Until by September, Momo call press conference or Jubilee House, no, minim journalist crew beside, Babaku beside president, so my penny, because at time, no more jai pumping, no, because IMF has stopped home, so Mufa framework in bra. Tina, as I started Tibium, because he unsolved problem, no. Program here, buy. Ye nim ne apps ne downs ena akoma pamu ne ye kire mo mo se da to so mo stop here no na fe start it and to afi mo call September 10th on bisa president as a president as ade any TV ho na president beji to mo say na Bank of Ghana no intervene na omo withdraw ye no ena start ATBU ti by the time omo ne IMF for we framework no na IMF for instructive am say fine mo be pompo every month bia because some person mo be currency pegging rate no pegging. Now rather mobile proper intermediation No. Every month, be answer a month in the best start in mobile intermediation, most state maximum amount. And if it is our time, no say Busumi be our more announce it. And yet, no one by the end of the day, who name that say, or my pump $10 billion from gold for reserves program now, MPP are by the buy, no, and no, they are just currency, no man, I say. But point and they say, kind no, almost who try till the very end until IMF expose them. So when they started telling untruths about this one, we were compelled to say, fine, and yeah, we need a parliamentary inquiry to get to the bottom of this matter, to understand, first of all, what the final loss is at the end of the year, the circumstances under which it occurred, then you bet me making sure say some losses will end to us, because 1 year about $300 million then it's about 4 years. If we extrapolate, I'll be 1.2
two
billion.
Questions on that. First question, and
see, I've explained to you why.
That's fine. First question, and say, okay, so one of the things you want to find out is where the loss was set.
Man, say where the loss was set.
Baby, to establish maybe a canon or be a canon better.
No, the course.
The course of the loss.
Yes, the course.
Because what GoldBod has said subsequent to my press conference, no, NSA, they are only agents to the Bank of Ghana. In this whole arrangement, domestic gold purchase, gold reserve program, no, the PMMC then now GoldBod, no, are only agent. And as a lawyer, wouldn't say in principal agency relationship, sometimes, no, the principal can immune agent, no, from liabilities. That's
I mean, you didn't hear GoldBod for Crampo or more promo.
Now they more promo.
Yes, say you requested for parliamentary inquiry. But you tell me,
yes.
Press conference near my phone. One, we affirmed said there has been a $214 million loss, which will go to $300 million by the end of the year.
Yes.
Two, that loss, what kind IMF statement and as a report now, say between Bank of Ghana and GoldBod or more activities on the gold trading program. Into Parliament in Sinkunya na into it. That was the third point. You're calling for parliamentary inquiry. In fact, Yenkra na fi Yebeka kan who say any Bank of Ghana, any GoldBod in Kwa, any dim, before last week, now what is the name? Bower Rock da.
Yebeba Bower Rock.
And Yebeka because I'm just telling you the four issues we discussed. Baku is to affirm the loss, any speculation, a loss. Two, now report and say Bank of Ghana and GoldBod. Yekrabbe catch him said there's a third angle, a friend of Barrock. It can be.
Yes.
Three, we're calling for an independent parliamentary, well, not an independent, a bipartisan parliamentary inquiry to understand the circumstances under which this loss was occasioned. And then number four, you per se finding the solution so that going forward.
Insensible. But I'm then telling you, sir, in this agency,
so this is the four things that we asked for.
In this agency principal relationship, GoldBod, like I say, if there is any loss, that loss is on the Bank of Ghana side and not on their side.
Then you GoldBod for here and first. No, say there's no loss.
No. I mean, let's.
I don't want to say there's no loss.
Make out what is happening now. What's pertaining.
Until now,
in fact, they have issued frequently asked questions and now published.
Any problem.
And what they have said, they say, the loss is not on their side.
First, almost say there's no loss. Bank of Ghana so say speculative. Me person me chewa di be anya class 4 ni wo club say. If we hadn't gone the next step, even of requesting for the inquiry, and between the Bank of Ghana and GoldBod, komu hu mfuturogu when you say fu BBNC. Bako say on here loss. Bako say loss near speculative. So what has happened? Then there's no loss. And komu mfuturogu Ghana for you so just like they did in the beginning when we started showing say what they were doing was market intervention. Maybe it is after a year press conference, no. In fact, after a year press conference, no GoldBod for issue first write up before no way. No, I must say, okay, fine. If there's a loss, loss more than the previous year, no?
Yes. And losses that's the next question I was coming to. And that next question, and they say, why would your inquiry, limit itself to 2025? Knowing very well, say, this program has a history. And from 2022, according to official figures, again, GoldBod and so published here, we've seen losses from 2022. In fact, they claim say in 2022, a volume of 0.76 metric tons of gold valued at 43.96 million from the gold purchase program. The reported losses now is 74 million 2022. 2023 24.87 tons, 791.82 million the value. Losses reported 2.15 billion Ghana cedis. 2024 45.3 tons, 3.12 billion value. Losses reported 4.84 billion. So why would anybody calling for an inquiry?
Where
with this history, that's what the GoldBod published. Almost source a Bank of Ghana.
And no correct.
Oh,
no Bank of Ghana document no I say. And that's my second thing I'm going to come to. Makacho said the first I will show you say no correct.
Proof said.
Oh, maybe my highlighting now I say.
Presumption of regularity no will favor.
Where page 98?
It's rebuttable.
Where page 98 of Bank of Instead of share that kind of amount said document Benny.
Yeah, where
one signature and chassis. Figures are GoldBod for boy. No say okay Bank of Ghana document now. They are false. Maybe be two sabotre yeah be wojuma. Mami reiterate why? Why? Because abra you start affair now no more pumping no. You can almost deny even before bishops. To the extent say it took the fund to come in, halt them and instruct say busumi bia omo beya they should announce. And Kenya no anka wo obi ni Ghana for nyinara. Unim that said they have pumped 10 billion from the Gold for Reserves program. And unim. They have no credibility on this matter. That is why number 2, when they started denying the IMF report, we had to then call for an inquiry. Remember, this IMF report, as I told you, the letter of intent was signed by the finance minister
and the
governor to the global investor community and the IMF. Then back home, the Bank of Ghana and GoldBod tell you who put your documents together as a whole. There's no loss near speculative.
Initial statement.
I'm telling you, but that is the matter of record. Say there's no loss. So somebody is being deceived. Is it the global investor community na buying that down? The IMF and the global investor community no more that down. And now many why take back home and are buying that dying. That is why we said you need a parliamentary inquiry to go in. You can't open. Then they shifted from there's no loss to now saying say there may be a 240 million loss, but that loss is lower than loss
the previous years.
Okay, Sabotre.
Yes.
Intima year started. 2020
2022.
2022.
Yes. A car buying 74 million Ghana cedis. And so gold motor and value near just 43.96 million.
And 2023 the
2023 a car buy now 2.15 billion Ghana cedis. From gold value no 791.82 million. 2024
no 2023
yes 2.15 billion Ghana cedis.
Sabotre my highlight the last figure
this is from the 2024 annual report and financial statement.
Which reports 2023 and 2024?
Absolutely. Okay. Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
Good. As at December 31st, 2024, the bank had committed seed capital amounting to 4.69 billion Ghana cedis towards the G4O program. Notwithstanding this investment, the bank recorded a loss of 1.82 billion on the G4O program for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. And almost 2023 now 0.32 billion.
If I compare who figures no?
Yeah. But that is if
no they say Abutre.
Okay.
Yeah, what time?
Yeah, I'm coming. Where 2024? 2024.
No. First 2023 figures. Now starting with 2023.
I know 0.32 billion. Almost 2.15 billion. Ghana cedis.
Next one.
2024. 4.84 billion. And 1.82 billion. But the interesting part they said we know a G4O, which is gold for oil.
Statement. For R.
Pick it.
Data ni na my highlighting na.
And then show G for R the Emma.
Okay.
But what you show near G for O, which is gold for oil.
And here is the reason.
Okay.
Obi what be? I was saying Yankopon boa. Because in the Bank of Ghana, and then Matis or Momo say
yes.
Gold for reserves.
Yes.
In 2024,
yes.
there were losses. We're page 59 of the Bank of Ghana report. Pacho heading now on here day.
Domestic gold purchase program.
Domestic gold purchase program. There were 3 components.
Okay.
There were gold for reserves,
yes.
gold for oil, and I will gold for forex.
That's true.
Niensa. In the Bank of Ghana report here, baby, are you making losses in an onbedding?
Sure.
Kind.
The role of gold as a reserve asset has taken center stage following the global financial crisis. Central banks all over the world have been increasing their gold holdings reserves. The Bank of Ghana launched the domestic gold purchase program on June 17, 2021, which was initially designed to purchase gold with Ghana cedis from mining firms and aggregators as follows. 1. Buy refined gold from the mining firms at their respective London Bullion Market Association certified refineries abroad. 2. Buy Dory gold from the local gold aggregators for onward shipping to LBMA certified refinery for refining into monetary gold, which will then constitute part of the bank's foreign reserves. In December 2022, the Gold for Oil program was initiated by the government as a temporary emergency intervention to address escalating prices of petroleum products, which surged averagely from 6.90 Ghana cedis per litre in January 2022 to 22.8 Ghana cedis per litre in December 2022. The G4O program was designed to leverage on the existing Bank of Ghana domestic gold purchase program to support the importation of adequate quantities of petroleum products in Ghana at competitive prices. The policy aimed at reducing the country's reliance on US dollars for oil import, thereby mitigating foreign exchange shortages and stabilizing the Ghana cedi. By using gold reserves to procure petroleum products, the policy sought to ease pressure on the local currency and protect against exchange rate fluctuations that were driving up fuel costs. As at December 31st, 2024, the bank had committed seed capital amounting to 4.69 billion Ghana cedis toward the G4O program. Notwithstanding this investment, the bank recorded a loss of 1.82 billion on the G4O program for the financial year ended December 31st, 2024, and a 2023 loss, 317 million Ghana cedis.
That is the Bank of Ghana's 2024 report on their domestic
gold purchase program.
Into gold for reserve loss no way.
And say, even though had a near domestic gold purchase program, no, or share the details now, they seem to have focused more on the G4O, the gold for oil.
Into a way. They are all kind of a WhatsApp message. GoldBod for security.
No. They artwork. In the joint news crowd published.
No problem. Artwork. Sure. The signed annual report of the central bank Abechero, and where they reported on domestic gold purchase program. Loss be there. And opena me name offer Erikopoku Edi Nkomo. No so report be o. Nam say no problem offer. Say no tin here public inquiry no. Because Bank of Ghana for report our ma publishing. Ebi na me dem say kan. Who kind the column that they reported on the domestic gold purchase program no. Mpacho will be on gold for reserves loss or
no, the focus is on G4O, gold for oil.
Yeah, but this is where they report on the
entire program.
Yes, away. Where omufemra, mini problem cry. But I'm telling you, say, and nemani bia almost you are requesting for public inquiry. Not in a munsia but trading in public inquiry, no. Because now some of the things that you are saying, no, people are beginning to punch holes into a lot of the things that you are saying. For example, company na ye be bom din bar rock no. Matisse simple phone be say, oh, 2015, 2016. No more gold bias.
Yeah.
2015.
Incorporation document it say.
No, almost 2015, 2016. No more gold bias. Incorporated 2015, I think, and 2016 rather.
But
2016.
Deal with Barrow, Kojo, respectfully. You are saying on this platform, say, having gone through the entire Bank of Ghana report, no. Baby, my recorded losses in the G4R program.
Na me de ma
No, send another idea, Makai.
Me so be here. Me WhatsApp message. Any artworker, if you said there was a loss. Me see me problem. I have requested for a public inquiry. Inti senka ye ko public inquiry na. Nanka also Bank of Ghana report be a loss wo. Nanka wa den wo di aba. No problem. But even if there is, and no 45 me case say, then the program is creating losses. So me item number 3, we should inquire into the circumstances under which those losses are being occasioned and put in place remediation measures.
We know already.
We don't. The government is disputing it. They are now. Listen, the government is disputing it.
Yes.
Bank of Ghana says speculative.
No, the circumstances are that gold is purchased in the open market under this program, and when you are going out there to go and purchase, Obeto gold, no, not at the official Bank of Ghana rate. What the market is using. Now the official Bank of Ghana rate, you would encourage smuggling. I'm for beton smuggler no this
you're very careful because you are now indicting the GoldBod.
No.
You're careful.
No, but that is what the GoldBod has said.
No, that's what the GoldBod
has
they haven't said. I'll show you what they've said. What they're also. Also, if you buy at the official Bank of Ghana rate.
Yes, because on the open market, they buy at spot price.
No.
Spot price is.
No, there's a difference between the exchange rate and the price of gold.
No, but they use the word spot price.
A day exchange rate. Are you suggesting that the GoldBod is not using the official Bank of Ghana rate?
They say when they go out, they buy at spot price.
And your price, no, Abutre. And your price was American.
But so who could try a price?
No, there are two things. There's a price and then there's an exchange rate.
Yes.
Because you're turning cedis.
Absolutely.
Good. Now, I want to have clarity. Are you suggesting, almost say,
yes,
it's not the Bank of Ghana exchange rate they are using? Any price no was rate Namika. Is that what you are suggesting?
To quote them well. And not time I say because almost at spot price.
And I'm saying your price no was Namika.
But that's what they say.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the rate. Who can Namika say, say Abutre Kakao, and yes, you will indict them.
And what the Kopoku said.
Meba.
Yes.
Media, we've called for a public inquiry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what I was suggesting, they say, you go inquiry why all these things I will say lost be baby. So the beba.
No, but
nanka wo de ba nanka wo de ba ye tumi adomo suko.
Yes.
The circumstances under which those losses are being occasioned.
But umami we the point because they try to explain why the loss may have occurred.
Okay.
The omuka and they say because you buy at spot price on the open market, no. The Bank of Ghana. Now Bank of Ghana you sue omu official rate the year omu reporter.
But just spot price, but they say who can rate.
Yeah, that's what Eric Opoku said, Enra, and what I've heard the GoldBod also say.
Okay, I trust you.
Into omu the bar in Bank of Ghana reporting, you would see there is a difference because ABR say omu official rate 10.3 for example. Oko market now because you want to do away with smuggling, no, you would have to pay the going rate on the market, and that's what they do. In the DBA report now, you will see that there is a gap. And no nanting, say who cotton gold this on the international market. Why you assaying who brooch assaying for the purity. Or more assaying you brooch you will see that there is a gap because a assaying in a hot no difference kakra ewum and also a kakakre wo and so na ubetua wo agent fees ubetua assay fees and all of that into how our program is structured no
only what defeats what you are saying.
What
only minerals income investment fund.
Yes.
Omo yes we see and they made a profit. Audited account auditor general audited minerals income investment fund. Okay. They made a profit
from gold purchase.
Gold trading program. They made a profit. Here and one indicted the GoldBod. Me say I don't even want to litigate the substantive matter in the court of public opinion. Nanka ye court inquiry. Na say hona niema we nyina be ba bako because they are all kano. Say you border on two elements of indictment. Bako is suggesting say the way the thing is structured where they are ubeboka.
Yes.
Ukasa. Then you are indicting this government. Say the old structure of the gold for reserves program. You thought the bulk of the gold feel large scale gold miners into almost assembly okay blade door I say in Kenya so cost ni na mem
no so large scale gold miners dey different
no
that the end of the year gold reserve program
na dem wan say me can me ba ti
say you gold for forex
ti
gold for forex then out of ASM
no ti but so for I dey machine brother hu o see the akofa loss na ba ne say the ASM component of the gold for reserves program no and they create losses no you know why because wa bem no the program ne buy no now the majority of the purchases from the large scale gold miners
the law was say omonton 20% of their gold
na say law still
yes but they are still continuing it now
yes but now in practice where are they buying the majority from?
Now in practice they are buying majority from ASM.
IMF catch us no create losses no. And now we indict them on say the way they have structured it no. Say by the time Ombeji Bank of Ghana sika first na Bank of Ghana sika no ebe ko Anglo Gold ho. Anglo Gold aye na say ne hwan ne ade nyina nti sa charges we nyina mbem. Ene structure o maye no. Sa Bank of Ghana sika no de ma the friend is saying GoldBod. Now GoldBod is kana ma Bower Rock. Na Bower Rock okwa no akoto no ntia na me bisa say are you talking about price or rate?
To be fair to them and then omoye two things they buy the ASM and still 20% is almost signed
yes but what is the majority component me can say what's the majority component me can majority I say there's a majority and a minority component me catch us say the old one and the majority component was from large scale mining it not cost no form now the structure that they have done no just like you said they say it's Canning Free Bank of Ghana, Ako GoldBod, now Ako Bower Rock. Bower Rock no cross you turn at a premium. Under the argument says so one turn at a premium one and call for smuggle.
Yes.
Obe kaitama ye pass it on ye catch say the fighting of smuggling a regulatory function. Intinka separate you know. Major commercial function. So that your commercial function will mock.
Yes.
Now into one case argument I'll make you. And say the first part of the argument, if this is what the structure is, then it is the structure that is creating the losses and it will always create a loss. That's what you are saying.
But you are saying, sir, it's not a structure they inherited from you?
I am saying, sir, the majority of what they are buying now is under this new approach they have adopted. Bower Rock, GoldBod, Bank of Ghana. As against the old one where the majority was from the large scale miners. But even be that as it may,
Makacho said the majority when it's just 20% of large scale for gold.
But you don't confuse. No. Miner no. He was obliged by law, say.
Yeah, on 20%.
Yes, it doesn't mean say they are buying Tony and 20% from the large scale miners. The two are different. Okay. But be that as it may, then say what we are calling for is a public inquiry to get into the details because there are so many discrepancies that are coming up in Kasabibri now starting. I'm restraining myself from litigating the matter in the court of public opinion because Kasabibri, you know, call for contradictory. For example, now I've heard people raising questions say, "No, be ana only aggregator da." Mo say no or supply to aggregators, and there be a competition say obi ambeji aggregator license aggregator for that no akese no obi unqualified way more no qualify and people are raising questions about that.
But say no about
no problem. No problem. There are other questions
over under PMMC
PMMC
aggregators. Okay.
Well, Upa check it from the previous leadership at PMMC whether that is true or not.
Okay, that's a fair
and you see this is the issue. And yet who say me say
an inquiry will
establish all of this. Ebimu raise question say now what is the legal basis on which aggregator back they are buying kind of man at zero interest rate. Nanka iphone na so either say omanko bobisi ana omanko pe sika emmeto. Na so yes then you've created
say a licensing regime, you know?
Of course.
In your match say a 4 categories, the aggregator, self-financed aggregator, tier 2, tier 1.
And I say Ebimu bisa question say what is the legal basis for this regime? Because law ni pass you.
GoldBod Act.
There is nothing like self-financing aggregator and another category of aggregator. Me cannot be the pass a law.
Yeah, but when you pass the law,
yes.
The enabling framework, GoldBod they will determine.
Are you suggesting, said they can do things contrary to the law?
Said that. Or that's something contrary to the law.
The law doesn't allow you to do it. And they are doing to now have different categories of aggregators. There are questions people are asking. And Ameka said, it shouldn't be a debate between you and I. So, this is the reason for which we've called for the inquiry. You come to the inquiry. We go through, say, under what legal authority have you created a category of aggregators or more they are buying sick and at zero interest rate? Meanwhile, other people, they also at some interest rate, bank, hoping to buy the gold. There are several questions. Even an amateur said this claim say there are losses in the past in Kekania. Media me WhatsApp message and also show me say artwork. I Nam said there were losses previously. Me offer Eric Opokusi document be me who's that document? Me the media. This is why you need a public inquiry to get into the matter. So why did we do this press conference? What are the issues? These are the issues that we have raised and we have brought before Mr. Speaker. Said the public inquiry should take place so that we can get to the bottom of this matter. But now, if I have any joy, it is the fact that after all the denial, they say the air cost only said they are pumping dollars from the domestic gold purchase program that in 2021 MPP are buying any Dr. Mahmoud Baumia at the buyer. Even that one, the NDC is trying to appropriate credit. Say enye no credit. Me sure say what?
In the Enra, Honorable Eric Opoku, for the benefit of Omua and to me and Tino, my memory no finally na major response na in common abeli.